Hello, beautiful people. Welcome once again to Gist with Girls in Science and Technology. Gist with Gist. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, Girls in Science and Technology Ghana, and let's learn from our amazing females in science, technology, engineering, and math fields, the STEM fields. Let's continue to encourage our young ones to pursue careers in STEM. Please share these videos with all the amazing females out there who have to see it. Thank you. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome once again to Gist with Girls in Science and Technology, Gist with Gist. So on today's show, I have a lovely young lady. She's called Zulaiha Abdullah, and she's joining us from the north. She has a foundation in the north that's called DOLAI. And the aim of this foundation is to introduce young girls to careers in technology and to provide trainings with them also. And also she's a software developer. She's an auditor. She's an entrepreneur. Like now, our young girls are killing it. So help me welcome Zulaiha. Zulaiha, dear, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning.
Good morning, dear. As I said, you didn't bring me my meat, so you're not in my
count. It will count.
Okay, so let's start by you sharing your educational background with us.
Okay, thank you so much. So I started my education in Accra. I went to Val's Daycare Center, that's when I was a child. But let me skip to JSS. So I went to JSS in Alajo, New Star Preparatory School. Then after I went to Asamankesi Senior High in the Eastern Region. And after I went all the way to Navrongo, UBS, to study computing with accounting. And currently I just enrolled with University of Ghana to offer my master's in computer science. Oh. So that's pretty much it.
Oh, okay. Can you share with us what led you into choosing this field?
Okay, so my story is actually, I like to say sweet because I have a dad who is into IT. So I always make a joke that I even knew how to use the computer before I started knowing how to spell. So my dad always made me sit by him when he's using the computer. He used to repair computers and everything. They had an internet cafe in Alajo. So after school, I'll go to the internet cafe and be using the computer and trying to explore. The only disadvantage is I didn't have like the correct guidance. I would have started coding for a very long time, but I didn't know anything about that. I only knew the hardware because he was doing hardware. So I chose to take IT because my dad taught me IT. And I realized that I was very good in IT. No matter how much I failed in exams, with IT, nobody could compete with me in class. So I was like, okay, this is something I'm passionate about and I'm obviously good at it. So let me just start a career in it. And I noticed that a lot of women, I didn't have a lot of role models growing up. Oh, this person is doing this in IT. The people who came to the cafe were all males. The people who repaired the PCs were males. The people who came to put softwares on our computers were all males. I was like, okay, I want to be different. Like, I want to be a woman doing all this. So I decided to go to NIT to study hardware after I completed my BEC. So I did hardware and I realized that, okay, so I really like this. So let me continue. Then I went to secondary school and I didn't have the opportunity to choose ICT as an elective or something. So I just did business and I was good at accounting to a math. So I just did business. And when I was going to invest, I was like, okay, I'll just choose computing with accounting because I wanted to still do math and still do IT. So I started computing with accounting. And after that, I just said, okay, I just want to be a developer. I love this and I just continued that path.
Wow. That's amazing. So, as I mentioned, she has a foundation called DOLAI. Zulaiha, can you share with us what DOLAI is about, why it's in the northern region, And like I get you have the passion for IT. So everything concerning developer, please share it with us.
Okay, so let me start with the name. I have a mentor who I was speaking to. I was like, okay, I want to start this organization in Tamale. I'll give you the story why I started the organization, but with a name, I was like, okay, let's think about something to present, like to represent women. And so we're like, okay, so diva, okay, a woman, like diva, trying to do good things, and a developer, so developer. So instead of a developer, we are saying you're a diva and you're a developer. So developer is a social enterprise, and we are looking to train women or females in underserved communities, and we are starting with Tamale. The reason why I started with Tamale is because even though I grew up all my life in Accra, I went to do my national service in Tamale. And whilst I was doing my national service, I realized that a lot of ladies, even within my um, organization, weren't so good with IT. Anything IT, they would prefer to run away from it. And from using the email to using the computer. So I realized that it was actually a problem. So I was like, okay, let me really research about this very well. I want to be sure if it's just my organization or it's all over. So I started visiting like some schools, and I had some friends I made in Tamale. And every time I spoke about anything concerning computer, oh, this one here, I can't do it, or oh, let's give it to the boys to do. When we have tech related events in Tamale, you realize that it's just a few people who are a few ladies, like a lot of guys and a few ladies. So last year in January, Vodafone Foundation came over to have a hackathon in Tamale. And I was like, okay, let me go for this hackathon. Maybe I'll get to meet women who are also doing awesome with tech and everything. When we went, out of 50 participants, we had only 5 girls. And out of the 5 girls, it was just 2 that were from Tamale and 3 from Kumasi and Boga. I was like, okay, this is actually a problem. I was like, this is actually a problem that needs to be like addressed. So I started putting the team together and working on some getting a bit of sponsorship so that we could start, because we didn't have a physical space or anything. So we're lucky. I reached out to Jake from iSpace, and he was like, okay, it's actually something that could be feasible. So he collaborated with us and gave us some funds, and then we started developer in April last year. And when we started, I was so enthusiastic. I was so happy about it. We started, we got, because it was the first time, I wanted to test the water. So we actually combined males and females, even though we gave the opportunity to more ladies.
Okay.
So we started the first day of IT. Oh, I was like, okay, since people applied and you know basic IT, let's just start with HTML just for coding. And you'd be surprised that we had to divide the class into 2 because some people couldn't even use the mouse. Like they didn't know anything about, even though they were able to apply, they didn't know anything about IT. So we had to divide the class. And majority of the people who proceeded with the HTML and CSS were male, and majority of the females had to start from scratch. So whilst we're teaching majority of the males and a few females the HTML CSS, we had to teach the others how to use the mouse, how to type, how to open the folder. It was like, that was when I was like, okay, so it's not everybody that's privileged like some people. So even though some people are in university or even in secondary school in Tamale, they are still lacking behind when it comes to technology as compared to somebody in an urban area like Accra. So in Accra, no matter what you do, even if you're in secondary school or even primary school, you realize that you have a computer lab. Even though you have a computer lab, at least they bring a computer to your classroom for you to have a feel of how it is used. Yeah. But people in the north are disadvantaged to the extent that they don't even have an opportunity to see a PC unless it's in a textbook. So if you are lucky from a privileged family, you can go to like big schools in Tamale, then you get the opportunity to have a computer lab. But if you are not privileged like most of them, you'd like the opportunity to have a PC or know how to even use it. So that's how come we started developer, because we realized that a lot of people were disadvantaged, that's no doubt, but a lot of women were actually having little or no opportunities, and we wanted to empower them. We wanted to give them diverse career paths. So we started with Tamale.
Amazing work, amazing work.
Yeah.
And from April to date, I believe you see an improvement.
Yes, we a lot of improvements, especially the first cohort and then the second cohort. We get some of the ladies reaching out and trying to learn more, asking for more resources. Because we actually had the disadvantage of not having a physical space, we are not able to hold trainings concurrently. And when we try to get a space, it's just too much. Like a day, you have to pay as much as 500 cedis or 400 cedis to use the space. So imagine trying to get about a month where you can't just teach people for 3 days, like a month to teach them well, you won't get the opportunity. And most of them don't even have laptops to even start with. So if they had their laptops, remote learning would have been so easy, but they don't. So a lot of them try to, those who have laptops, who are privileged a bit, try to reach out, oh, what can I learn next? And we give some mentors to guide them and everything. So that's what we are doing now. That's what we are just trying to do. So we get a physical space, get computers in it. Then I'm sure when we get there, everything will run smoothly.
Yeah.
We would have time for the girls, for them to come in and study and everything.
Yeah. I believe that's a challenge. So having this in the northern region, should I say, are you having any regional specific challenges? Do you think you're having any regional specific challenges?
No. The only challenge is getting the physical space and getting them IT equipment for them to use. The ladies are willing. They just need like the resources and encouragement. You know, most ladies, especially with how we are up there, it's like you need to keep on encouraging them that, look, it looks difficult now, but it's because you don't have the experience handling it. But immediately you get used to it, you'd understand it, you'll be able to work with it. So they just need a lot of resources and mentorship or guidance to just go through it. But we don't have any regional like challenges for now. Yeah,
that's great. Okay, so what is next for you, Zulaiha?
Personally or with
personally
developer?
With developer.
Okay, so personally, I just want to finish with my master's for now. I think that would also give me a lot of how will I say, career opportunity, or give me a lot of mindset to be able to teach well. I like teaching them because I want them to understand the representation too. So sometimes I teach, they see me teaching and they understand that if someone from there can also teach, or someone from there understands it so well that they are teaching you, you can also do it too. So whilst I'm doing my master's, I'm going to be focusing on getting or acquiring a space, trying to get resources like IT equipment, laptops, PCs, so that these girls can come in at any time. We can run concurrent boot camps or trainings for them. So that's what is next. Just getting a space so that these ladies can come in at any time to study.
Amazing work, dear. Great work. What advice do you have for our young ladies out there hoping to go into STEM careers? What advice do you have for us?
Okay, my advice I have for you, I read this somewhere, is the best time to have started was yesterday, and the next best time to start is now. So get your laptop, get a PC. Even if you don't have a PC, you can get an internet cafe close by. Just go to Google, try to read more about it. You can reach out. Now we have a lot of people in tech or ladies in tech that are ready to mentor you, that are ready to guide you. Just reach out to any of us. Go to Google, try and understand what IT is all about, how tech is all about. Front end developing, there is data science. There are a lot of options. Just try and figure your niche. Sometimes it's very difficult at the beginning, but that's why guidance and mentorship is very important. So reach out to any of us. We'll try and ask you some questions. Then we can help you with which path you should go, whether it's a front-end developer, a back-end developer, a data scientist, and you can start from there.
So much, Zulaiha, for making the time to meet with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
I have a niece who loves coding so much, so you are going to mentor her for me.
Okay.
And I believe just can work on a lot of projects.
No problem. I'm at your service. All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, lovely viewers, for joining us today. Thank you for watching this. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, and thank you. Share this video. Bye.